at the GDP numbers, which have gone from 4.1%, then it went to 1.9%, then it was at 1.7%. It got revised down just about a month ago to 1.3%. We've got numbers that are all over the place, and we don't understand really the direction this economy is going. When I look on the ground down here where I am in South Florida, here in Palm Beach County, we've got unemployment that's above 9.5%. To the north in Martin County, almost 10%. And to St. Lucie County, it is 13%. So I don't see these numbers that people are talking about, and I don't understand how they can come back later in this month and say that they're revising the numbers from July and August, that they go back and do another survey. So I'm very questionable of what we do see coming out of this administration because the numbers don't add up. Even on Thursday, we had an uptick of the first unemployment jobs, whatever you want to call it, the unemployment request on Thursday. So something is inconsistent here, and that's what I am questioning.
This seems to me, frankly, Congressman, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but this seems as curious in its way, these allegations, as the allegations of Senator Reid a couple of months ago, who said, based on sources he was not willing to name, that he had information indicating that Governor Romney paid no taxes. If this were to be true, sir, Congressman, let me finish my thought. If this were to be true, sir, would you urge that the president be impeached?
Did the workforce participation rate change? No, it's still a 30-year low. Did the U6 computation 14.7% change? No. So how is it that we had a drop of 0.3 of a percentage point on the unemployment rate if these other statistics, which are related to that, do not change? And don't challenge my intelligence, because I tell you, it wasn't too long ago that we were being told that a video was the imminence for this spontaneous attack that ended up killing an ambassador. So there are a lot of questions that come out of this administration. And I'm not talking about impeachment. I just want someone to come clean with the process and the methodology, because there is a lot of...
Damn, I love that man. For all of you who don't know me personally, that was my first pick for President of the United States right there. He's 100% awesome, and he's 100% on point. If all the other numbers don't change, how does this number change? Right. Huh? Workforce participation doesn't change. The U6 numbers don't change, and that's the one where where the real unemployment rate is, with the long-term unemployed, the people that have fallen off the rolls. This is just the simple rolls of people that are still on government assistance, unemployment, as a percentage of the workforce, the people actually working. It is a bogus computation to begin with. Why don't we see what the real number is? I mean, the U6 is the closest number, but I mean, even that one's not real. We're just talking about the underemployed, the people who stopped looking for jobs, the people who simply given up, and these folks that are on unemployment. And you're talking at least, I think it's the U6 number is like 14.7%, and I still say that's a lowball number. You look around you. I mean, how many people do you know out of a job? Count them. And you're telling me coincidentally it drops below 8% the month before the election, and that the Department of Labor Statistics is completely clean on this. This is because the head of the department, her name escapes me right this minute. She's not an Obama appointee that maybe want to hold on to her job for another 4 years too. We live in a particularly cynical time where, we don't trust anything that the government tells us. Go back 60 years and they believed everything the government told them. But, like Congressman West pointed out, just a few weeks ago, we were told that a video sparked a riot that wound up killing an ambassador and 3 other men. Even when the administration had information in hand that said contrary to that, and that everyone, and it just spontaneously erupted on the anniversary of 9/11. And even the most idiotic, most unobservant person in the world would not believe that, and yet they try to sell us this bill of goods. Even our own UN Secretary Rice, tried to tell us that was the case. And we're somehow conspiracy theorists because we don't believe yet another bogus statement coming out of the government? Rick?
You know, you don't even want to get me started on this because we don't have enough time left in the show for me to do justice to the amount of bullshit that I just heard.
Well, I mean, while we are cynical, I like to think that we are at least more critical in our thought. I mean, at least I like to think that. I know that I certainly am from, hell, just a few years ago. Thank you, Political Connections, for that one. Talking about an eye-opener. But, you know, this is, it's just another, as Pink Floyd would say, another brick in the wall on this administration. You know, this was going to be the most transparent administration in history, and yet it's done nothing but obfuscate, delay, obstruct, and deny the entire time. All the while working its own little machinations behind this wall of quote unquote transparency.
Right. All right, listen to this real quick. Besides that noise in the background, sorry about that. House committee to hear testimony from U.S. security officer who claims pleas for greater safety measures ahead of the deadly attack in Libya were rejected by the State Department.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were reports coming out that there were as many as 13 requests for additional security.
Right.
That all went denied or unanswered.
And that's your girl Hillary right there.
Mm-hmm.
And just for anybody who missed it the first time I said it, I still say Chelsea Clinton was an ugly bride.
Didn't we hack off one of our long-term listeners with that one?
Yeah, and I don't care.
I can't remember. I think, yeah, it was. I remember who it was now, actually.
Yeah, she didn't show up at my shows for
Yeah. Oh, wow. So, you know, we're coming down to the end here, Rick, and I wanted to give you some time here to kind of get on one of Rick's rants here.
All right. Well, I wasn't really going to rant tonight. You know, I'm just kind of sitting back and feeling the groove here. I just want, rather than do a rant, just maybe a little speaking.
Mm-hmm.
First, I want to say that it's very, very nice to be back on the air. We, you know, different levels have been off here for at least 6 months. And I personally hadn't done a show since February.
Mm.
And I missed this more than a lot of things I've ever done in my life. Because it gives me the chance to meet new people and share a little bit of my version of the truth and our version of the truth and have a damn good time doing it. With that being said, I'm going to give out now the secret of the lineup for the rest of the week. This is just a one-week lineup here, guys. This is where this week we are considering to be test shows to give us some time to work out the kinks, like, you know, some of the ones we had at the beginning of the show tonight. So tomorrow night, we will be hosted from 9 to 11 p.m. by Mr. Rod Eccles, the most politically incorrect black man on the planet. Then, on Wednesday, 9 p.m. also, we will be joined by none other than that Palmetto conservative himself, Mr. Jim Lee. Back to Rod on Thursday night so he can do a second test. Friday's still up in the air, actually. We haven't decided what we're going to do about that show yet. But Saturday will be the official. That's going to kind of carry us into our normal lineup, which I will announce on our Facebook group. If you're not aware of our Facebook group, that is Conservative Broadcast Media. You can find out anything you need to know right there until such time as our website is up, which I hope will be soon. We're doing a lot of work on it. Good friend of ours, friend of the network, is doing a lot of work to get that thing up just the way you want it. I'm going to try tomorrow night to start simulcasting the Gun Owners Association of America show at 11 p.m. God willing, you'll hear our good friend Bill Frady, former host here on the network, interviewing that wild guy that he is there, Mr. Ted Nugent, tomorrow night.
The Motor City Madman.
Yes, he is. Sweaty Teddy himself. It's supposed to be on that show. It'll be not a simulcast. It'll be a replay because as we've grown, our formats don't mesh anymore. Our times are off. But anyhow, that's what we got going on. PM next week. It's touching to me that all of our hosts came back, basically. Even after the layoff, the time that we were off the air, switching networks, a huge learning curve we threw at these people, and it took one phone call and every host we had, except for the one I can't get in touch with yet, have all come back. That says to me that people believe in the vision that we all share and are willing to step up to the plate and get it done. And I can't, in closing, Kerry, I can't say I've never been as proud of a group of people.
Okay, me either. I'm glad to see them all coming on board.
All right, well, you can take us on home now, buddy.
All right, guys. Again, want to give a big second to everything that Rick just said. And for those of you who noticed, yes, we did just drop out for about 2 seconds. But it looks like we're back up. So if that's going to be the extent of the technical difficulties on this site, then I think we're going to take that. All right, guys. Again, I want to thank everyone for listening tonight. And for all you folks that are going to enjoy this on our free podcast, hey, we love you even more. Keep those downloads happening. Stay tuned for more coming from Conservative Broadcast Media. And look for good things in the future here on Spreaker.com as we keep moving forward and trying to work the bugs out. Again, thank you all for listening tonight. And for those you not or I get my signature line here, my folks, and I'm stepping all over myself.
Can you remember your own signature line?
I can. Again, thanks everyone for listening, and good night, America, wherever you are.